It's been my experience that at some point people think about going back to school. And this is a program that's been designed specifically for working professionals, for people in the public sector, and combining public policy, administration, and law.
Once students have completed this program, they can expect to be able to apply for more senior positions in the government or the nonprofit sector. Very often it's required to have a master's degree to apply for certain positions. Some of our students already have master's degrees in different fields, but this gives them a master's degree specifically in public policy, administration, and law that they can use to apply for specific positions. We are committed to the public sector and the public good, and we feel that what we do is very, very worthwhile.
It is quite a unique program in Canada and in Ontario. And parts of the reasons why is because it combines several components that are important to individuals who want to succeed in the public sector or succeed in interacting with the public sector.
It provides opportunities for students to take a public policy administration graduate program on a part-time basis. There's very few programs on a part-time basis. So you can work full-time and take the program. Secondly, there's a real emphasis on human rights and social justice and ethics. Also, there's a real emphasis on law, both constitutional law and administrative law, and public finance. It's public policy, administration, and law.
When you take all three of those fields and combine them into one degree, I think that really begins to open the eyes of public sector managers and human resource management. And when they can see a student coming out of university with a master's degree in all three areas, I think that really begins to open their eyes and say, you know what, I think that's someone we would like to have around.
Our students at the graduate level have a lot of experience. They bring different perspectives to the classroom, and for me that has been transformational. I learn from the students; they learn from me.
All of the courses are designed with, if you're a middle manager, you want to proceed to a senior manager. What do you need to know? So the students that we have coming into the program are people who want to progress in their career in the public sector.
This is a program that's aimed primarily at individuals with a number of years of work experience, for example. And consequently, the wonderful thing about engaging students with that kind of background is that it's a two-way learning experience. Students have a lot to share and a lot of expertise to share with their colleagues as well as with us.
The MPPAL program is divided into three parts. There are 9 courses altogether. 3 courses that deal with public administration, 3 courses that deal with public policy, and 3 courses that deal with ethics and law. So those are really the 3 areas of specialization. As well, students can do one of 2 graduate diplomas. One is called the Diploma in Justice System Administration, and it is basically about administrative issues in the courts, and the other is Democratic Administration. And that's concerned with how do we get appropriate input from frontline staff in government into policy development and evaluation, and how do we get appropriate input from the public into policy development and evaluation.
As a student, you get a very diverse range of subjects to go into, and that's, as I said, what makes this program very, very unique. You have students that not only come from the public sector, but also from the private sector, and then you also can add in some students that came straight from their undergraduate, like myself. And I think when you have all those students together, you really kind of have a great group, and you get some excellent experience and backgrounds and some knowledge, and many different ways of thinking.
You have to engage in the student in a way that he or she feels involved in the subject matter. So one of the first things you do, you tell the student in the classroom that, hey, what we're doing is quite important, and you have a role in this.
The engagement is asking students to look at their own workplace and their own opportunities of examples to demonstrate how these theoretical or conceptual frameworks can be used.
It's a cohort model, so students will be starting a class with about 20-25 other students. Currently we have 85 students. We have 4 cohorts of students. Students take classes on 1 weekday evening per week, 1 weeknight evening per week, and 1 Saturday per month. York University probably has the greatest number of professors who have expertise in public policy, public administration, and law of any university in Canada. But they're spread across 6 or 7 different faculties. And so what our program does is to bring the leading lights in all these faculties together for the benefit of our students.
A number of the professors have worked at the provincial level in Ontario or other provinces. Some have worked federally. Some have served on administrative tribunals. Some have done research. Well, many of them have done research in the public sector. So the professors who are teaching in the program not only have academic experience, have done research in the area, but they have practical experience.
We have two categories of students who apply to the program. The first is people who have at least 5 years experience in the public sector, and they need a B+ average and a 4-year degree to get into the program. About 80% of our students are in that category. The second category is students that don't have 5 years experience, but they have an undergraduate degree in public administration or a subject related to public administration like political science or criminology, and they have an A average.
The public sector, public administration is changing dramatically. It has over the past decade, and I think that the need for students to have a higher education, not just students, but particularly those working in the public sector, is extremely vital.
There's going to be a huge renewal of the public service in general. And all these governments are worried about finding talented people who can fill positions and move rapidly up through the public service. So there's a great demand for the kinds of people that graduate from our program.
Students graduating from the program have a lot to offer us both in Ontario and in Canada and in the world at large. I think by developing the capacity of individuals to make better decisions within government benefits all of our citizens.
Because the MPPAL program is new, it certainly has a very tremendous future ahead of it, and I think that in itself definitely provides the incentive and the initiative to join this program.
The most important in a program such as this is that it gives you an opportunity to raise a question that's important to you, and it gives you a mechanism to answer them. And that's what our program does. It builds you from where you are to where you want to be.